Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk. Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe. Let the happiness take you in.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
I got
morning.
to tell you, Tortoise, you know you're red.
I'm red.
Yep.
I thought it was pink or purple.
No, he's
or fuchsia.
purple.
Yeah,
he's like,
I was
no,
definitely gonna say that's like a pink
No,
or
see-
a purple.
see-
Like maybe a magenta.
There's
Has
a
anyone got a
problem.
color strip for us to just put it up against? We can work out which exact hue he is.
Right.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem. See, we don't make fun of people who live next to a nuclear power plant.
Right.
All right, you know, sometimes you just glow different colors. This happens, and this makes us better people when we glow. And you know,
It's right.
you know, I mean, we don't know that that Tortoise is not the Purple Hulk.
Right? The Purple Hulk, aka Gumball Hulk. Well, it's fun. It's fun trying new stuff and all that fun jazz. It is the morning coffee, everybody. And look at it. We're excited to be here. Look at us. We got a fun topic I think it'd be fun to delve into. We got some people in chat. We got Lone Wolf.
It's the lone wolf.
That's right. And we got the cabbie, handsome cane shaker in chat. What's up, cane shaker? James Willis, what's up?
You know, I had to call Cane Shaker the other day. I was like, you know what? I need someone to shake the cane. There's some kids playing with the baseball on my property. So, you know, I mean, you know, you got to get somebody who's used to shaking a cane for you.
That's right.
Yep.
I can't. I'm just a head in a jar. I can't shake a cane. I've tried. It just makes me look like a dog holding a stick in my mouth.
You know, today I was watching Hillbilly stream, and he had someone in chat who was talking about that they were waiting on someone to mow their lawn. And I guess the average charge for a lawn care is $200. $200 in this area.
How big is that lawn?
Right?
Really?
Just to mow it? Or are we talking like full on grooming, like trimming the hedges as well, taking the line trimmer down the that nice little path of on the edge to make it all like squared off? I mean, like, what are they doing for $200?
Right, $200. And I was like, man, I'm gypped. My wife has me do it for free.
That must be some golden line.
I mean,
man, when
I was a kid, you got like $10 to go and mow your neighbor's lawn, and it didn't even cover the gas. Yeah, $20. Yeah, if they really liked you. Yeah, you know, I mean, heck, I got paid less for shoveling people's icy driveways when I lived in Oregon as a teenager.
Yep. Oh, look. Yeah. Speaking of such, we got Lulu in chat.
Lulu.
Whoa.
Lulu Sky.
Well,
yeah, Lulu was the one talking about the lawn thing earlier.
Yup.
That's crazy.
One thing about mowing yards, when I was younger, a teenager in school, I paid for I bought all my school clothes by myself. The way I'd raise that money was I'd go around the neighborhood with the lawnmower,
Mhm.
mowing everybody's yard.
Mhm.
And that's how I paid for all my school clothes one year.
Ah. That's how you wore all that Abercrombie and Finch and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
No, I saw Hillbilly walking around the other day. You know, I mean, he looks like he looks like Hillbilly, but when he goes out in public, he's wearing like Prada and Gucci stuff. He was carrying a Coach handbag the other day. You know, I mean, little do you know, Hillbilly's actually one of the richest guys on YouTube.
Right.
It's a fact. I'm sorry I doxed that information, but it's got to be out there.
Gotta be out there. Richest guy on YouTube.
You're right.
One of them,
I wish.
right?
I don't even
He's
get
got-
a paycheck this month from YouTube.
Well, you don't have to get paid to be rich. I mean, you got to be the richest guy on YouTube. I mean, you have a lovely wife and 4 perfect dogs, and
4.
well, one of them has split personality disorder.
Oh, Lou said the lawn man didn't make it today.
Oh man, that's messed up.
I hope he didn't pay the $200. It didn't even show. He's like, I got $200. That was just an estimate, buddy. I paid you paid for the estimate.
Right. That's
I think that's Lulu didn't make their cup of tea today because I asked where their tea is.
Oh,
They normally come in with a lovely cup of tea and chat.
Well,
Nice to see a fellow tea person.
I think she needs coffee more than tea.
I mean, I do drink coffee during the morning coffee show, but you know, you got to have some tea every now and again.
Tea. I gotta switch my lighting here.
D. Lawson, what's going on?
Tea Lawson. All right.
I
Tea
don't know,
Lawson.
Oh, there we go. You won't like him when he's angry. Different Hulk.
Lulu's like, no, I didn't pay. That's right. Where's that green come from? Oh,
Yeah,
hold on.
I wouldn't pay for anything until it's done. I got a guy that comes and mows my yard, and he don't get paid till after the yard's mowed.
Well, usually that's how it works. You do the work,
Yep.
get paid. Hmm?
Yep.
And
Uh,
thinking of seeing Hillbilly in public, like last time I saw Hillbilly in public, he reminded me of the Popper Clown. If you remember, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh Lord.
Like, have you ever seen those ceramic Popper Clowns? They're white, makeup, black, you know, look frowny, kind of like the droopy hair, and they always look sad and walk around kicking a can.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the little toy that you squeeze and the eyes pop out. When you said popper clown, I'm like thinking about that little, you squeeze a little clown and his eyes go,
Right?
Well, they got a different name than that though. And can remember what it's called. What they dress white face paint, and they're always doing meme. That's it.
A mime.
Mime.
Yeah, you know, memes are jokes. Mimes
Yeah.
are clowns.
True.
You know, the
Mime.
difference between a mime and a clown is mimes don't talk.
True.
Trust me, KJ knows all about mimes.
Well, I do, but I try to mime my own business.
That's right. That's right.
So, so I was trying to find the popper clown that I was thinking of on the internet, right? But I couldn't find him exactly. And what came up was a different toy. And I was like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. And now I can't find him.
Gandalf.
I'm gonna
Yep,
find that
Randolph
popper.
the Great. Randolph the Great.
I was thinking of when I was bringing up the popper clown, I was trying to remember this comedian who played a popper clown. I can't remember his name. Was it Red Skelton?
I don't know. Here, this is another popper clown toy that I was thinking of as well.
That's right. Popper clowns, squeeze soft foam shooters.
Wow.
Oh, that was a good pop.
Thank you. Oh man, that's funny. But you know, Hillbilly's in the business of rubber chickens. Hillbilly likes slapping you with rubber chickens for sure.
You wouldn't supposed to tell nobody about the dang on rubber chickens, dag blaggett.
Mm-hmm. Rubber
Man.
chickens.
I never will learn that lesson by not telling you my secrets, because you keep on telling all my secrets, dag blaggett.
The rubber chickens. Quack. Anyways. Magic the Gathering. What makes us go, what the bleep? That's the question. Man, there's a lot of things like in Magic's history. They wrote in the description. It says there's a lot of things in Magic the Gathering, and there are things like price hikes that make us go, what the blank? Some of us have lived through Magic for many years, seeing the evolution of booster boxes, fat packs, and the introduction of secret lairs. And of course, a lot of random products that have been discontinued. Sometimes we're like, what the blank? It is what people are willing to pay, like Magic 30 packs, crazy? Is it nuts? Let's talk about this. So, if you remember Magic 30 being the biggest what the F moment that we lived through, it was when they created cards that were on the no print list, made the cards look different so they weren't legal in formats, in quotes, and sold them, these fakish cards, for $1,000 a pop.
Yeah.
Right? Like $1,000 a pack or a box of 4 packs. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's just insane.
It is insane.
There is a huge market of sales out there, unfortunately, of counterfeit collectibles. Even the comic book industry had a situation with counterfeit collectibles a few years back where people were selling reprinted comic books as real. And it was a big old thing. You found them on eBay all the time. Like people would get like some sort of newsprint machine, and they'd print like these old comic books from the 70s, almost like the way they would have been printed originally. But you could tell that they were digitally printed on newsprint.
Sometimes people do crazy stuff like that, and like comic books, you'd think would be the harder thing to like fake. But apparently, with this older technology folding out, and people being able to buy it out of auctions and stuff for cheap, it's crazy what people can get their hands on.
Yep.
I think that's where big, like, and particularly in the gaming industry, why a lot of people are very anti placebo cards. What do they call them? Not placebo cards. Proxy cards. Thank you. There's the reason why people are anti-proxy cards is because people don't label their proxy cards properly, or don't put like a fake back on it or a fake image on it, and then those proxies end up getting put into somebody's collection. And then when somebody's wife gets mad at them for buying too many Magic cards and sells their Magic cards at a garage sale, and they end up selling a whole bunch of proxies, a whole bunch of fakes, and for whatever, and people are like, yeah, I just bought this card. You know that's a fake, right? You just bought a fake.
Yeah, that's happened to several people. Like, and probably not enough people who speak out about it. Like, I bought a large collection, and a handful of these cards are fake, especially the big cards.
Yeah, now I don't mind proxies, but if I go buy some proxies, I'm going to make sure that they're not, that they're different. Little, look a little different. The art is different than the original art. That way, it'll be a proxy of the card, different art, and that way, people can tell that it's a proxy.
But see, that's when you're doing proxies, though. But when people are counterfeiting collectibles like cards and comic books and other collectibles, they're going about it in nefarious ways. They're going about it getting the same technology that, okay, well, these cards from 1998 are going, I'm going to reprint those on the same kind of card stock using the same kind of machine that they were using back then. And those machines, as Tortoise said, with the digital generation coming out with easier prints and more advanced technologies for making the card stock itself, and you're going about getting that old school card stock or whatever, like with the comic book industry a couple of years back when people were pirating, well, not pirating, but making copies, fake copies of comic books. These fakes, they were using newsprint and like these old printers from that you'd be able to get at an old print shop when they went out of business, and that's a big problem with the counterfeits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it goes further than just proxies. Now, a lot of people are like, yeah, you bought a fake, but half the time those fakes that you're buying are just people's proxies they forgot to pull out of their library. But when you're dealing with situations like Tortoise is talking about, this is legit counterfeiting, and people are pulling aside counterfeits and selling these counterfeits at top value dollar, knowing they're counterfeits, and that right there is like criminal. I mean, imagine buying the Mona Lisa like I did. I mean, I know for a fact I have the original Mona Lisa in my apartment. Oh wait, maybe I don't. Type of thing,
really
I mean,
really quick. Kev G's here. He says, I used to be against proxies. Now I'm for it. After all, decisions Wizards had made since Magic 30 have changed his mind. Chain Checker says, years ago, there were some proxies, fakes coming out of China, but I guess the tariffs will put an end to that finally. Hans!
Well, maybe just make them more expensive, I guess, or they'll find ways to print their fakes and counterfeits somewhere else. But I mean, we can make counterfeits here if we wanted to, and that's the problem. I mean, anybody, if with the right technology, can make a counterfeit, and there's a difference between a proxy and a counterfeit.
Lula says, how much is MTG cards? MTG cards can range up. If they're on the reserve list, you're probably looking at a couple thousand for certain ones. You're looking at an average a high rate of $40 for good cards in Standard and Commander. So it varies.
Yep. But you can also buy a pack for around $6.
Hans, my titles come from my project cards, so now I get to flip them for profit. Hell yeah.
But if I had proxies, and if I sold the proxies, I'd make sure that the customer knew they were proxies.
And Mrs. Hillbilly says, how do you know if the proxy is product? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes it's easy to tell. It varies on the card. Like most people who sell proxies online lately, like give it a different magic back so it's not an official magic card. Because like what Hillbilly was saying earlier is like God changed the art on the card. Well, you can't just do that anymore because look at Secret Lairs making weird ass art for cards.
Yeah. I mean, that is the hardest thing about making your own proxies with your own art.
Oh yeah,
it is kind of hard because who knows, Wizards may take the art themselves and put it on one of their cards.
Right. So like a lot of proxy players, like I have some proxies made a while back ago, and the backs are different. They're not a magic back. And they don't say anything about magic on them. The front card looks like a legitimate magic card of some sort, but the back is not. So there are people who make proxies, and some of these proxies sell for more money than you think for being a fake card, but they're adjusting the price to the actual value of the card, the real card. It's crazy. And to think that people would do the same thing to comic books, like comic books would be harder to proxy because I made books before, like small comic style books before. And the print process on that's hard. Have you ever used InDesign? It's a difficult program to master.
Right. Well, for a lot of people with who are going about counterfeiting. Now, there's no proxying a comic book. You want to have a copy of your comic book Marvel, DC, and a lot of those companies, they do sell access to digital copies of their old versions that you can actually read. And you also can get sort of a proxy in the form of omnibuses, where when the comic books, they print out like a hardbound edition of like, here's that entire storyline, but you don't really proxy a comic book where you can proxy a card. If you're blatantly counterfeiting and you're selling those things on eBay, you're blatantly counterfeiting, where it's like making a fake dollar bill. Oh, no, I'm just using my proxy dollars. Here, you'll take this proxy 20. That's not a proxy. That is a counterfeit. Where like when you're making a card for a game and you're like, okay, well, I want to play this game, but I can't afford it. You're making a proxy. That is a legitimate proxy. Where a counterfeit is once you turn around and take that card and sell it. And according to Google, that a counterfeit card, the definition of is in fact, any fake card is a counterfeit card, according to Google. A fake card. Now, what defines the difference between what kind of counterfeit you have is whether or not the intent is to take money. The definition of a fake card is fake, a fake card. Whether or not you use it for a different purpose, you're proxying it. And this is what Google's telling me. And a counterfeit card is once you exchange financial or gain on it. So I'm just thinking that's where the line crosses, is once you go, okay, I'm going to sell the proxy. Now that raises question to TCG shops or your LGS going and selling proxies for a tournament, saying, okay, we don't want you using your proxies, but we'll print out our own. Like when we were talking about making our own proxies and saying, okay, if we're going to do a tournament, 20 cents and you can have all the proxies per proxy you wanted, say, for example, with our own background. Once you accept money for it, according to Google, that's where you fall into the line of counterfeiting.
Kjcowboydan brings up another what the F moment in Magic's history. He said, no, Lulu, when it comes to Magic cards, we don't call the police, we call it Pinkertons. If you remember the story, this guy got his hands on a set before it was released because the distributor sent him the wrong thing. Because he went for March of the Machine, and he was sent cards for March of the Mean Aftermath, and Aftermath hasn't been spoiled yet by Wizards of the Coast, and the guy opened this product on camera and uploaded to YouTube. And apparently the story is Wizards sent the Pinkertons over to his house to reclaim the product.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. That was one of those WTF moments.
Yeah, it wasn't his problem. I mean, he didn't cause the situation. He sort of caused the situation by doing that. But it wasn't his fault that he got the cards.
Yeah, he got the cards. He opened them. He was not well educated enough on the product itself. He didn't think about Aftermath. He probably thought it was like a supplement. I think he thought it was like a cooler version of the product, not really a whole new set, which is a weird set because this is a small set. Like he opened several boxes and basically opened the entire set of cards and linked all the versions of the cards online.
Yup.
That's crazy. Hans says counterfeit, pretending it's real. Yep. Kevin G. So all the proxy companies that sell nice proxies are counterfeit.
If they're according to Google, if it's according to Google, the definition is the ethical use, and the ethical use says counterfeit is passing for financial gain a fake product as a real usable product. Where the ethical use of a proxy is a legal gray area where it's typically a fan-made or a placeholder for the original item. And if if it's a placeholder for the original item, it would imply that you already own said item.
Mhm.
That would be the ethical use legality.
I think the biggest caveat is where the line is blurred. And once cash, hardcore money or gain, like trade value, is traded for a proxy, that's when it blurs the line of being counterfeit.
Now, there's in my Google search, I got a lot of people talking about proxies in the Pokemon community, and apparently there's a big issue with it there too, because Pokemon's one of the top counterfeited cards out on the market.
Oh yeah,
and the problem with the legal gray area is all based off of when you're passing a product off as real. And
right.
when you sell a product, you're selling a real product because you're getting money back in return and somebody's getting a physical item.
Right.
And so that where is the definition and the line between a real item and an item that doesn't exist?
Mm-hmm.
Every physical item is a real item. So you can be one of those people who are going to argue the not proxies but counterfeiting being okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's people who are on YouTube. I've seen the when the huge proxy conversation came out here with us a few months back, and we were talking about it. Big old debate on the morning show. And I went and looked up a bunch of YouTube videos because I was very concerned about it, because I've seen counterfeit comic books. I've gotten counterfeit comic books. And it upsets me as a person who spends my own money on a collectible that for my collection, and finding out that I've wasted $100 that I can't afford to spend in real life on a pile of paper with a paper clip in it or a staple holding it together. So, and I imagine it would probably upset you too if you got a Pokemon card that didn't have that blue piece of paper on the inside, or however they prevent counterfeiting in Magic nowadays. It's a major issue, and it's a major issue in money, where we have to constantly change the way our dollar bills are made.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you want your value, the real value.
Because counterfeiting is actually easier than they think, because if it's so natural and you see it all the time in the media.
Lulu says my Yu-Gi-Oh deck in real life is $12K that I made. Holy cow!
Wow,
12-karat gold deck.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
You know what? You know a 12K Yu-Gi-Oh deck. That's just one card. That is Blue Eyes White Dragon's power rating.
Right. Metamonk says, yeah, the guy was fine when they took the aftermath cards. No big loss.
Hey, if to be honest with you, if there is my thought process with the whole thing of them sending the wrong set early. I wondered how many sets do they print in advance? Like, I mean, they know that they're going to be releasing like 6 sets this year, right? So are those sets all printed already? Is it already printed?
They usually have a good amount printed before they have to be reprints.
Like, how far in advance do they print like those 6 different series that they're going to release, and then to me, that shouldn't be an issue where you're going to go and take the cards back after you've sold them. Seller's remorse is the same thing as buyer's remorse. And I think that once you sell something and you sold something too soon, you shouldn't have the right to be able to go and, hey, we want that back. And we're going to send, the most notorious, most dangerous security firm after you because we sold you the wrong thing. Really? You're going to send the Pinkertons after me because you sold me the wrong thing? I'd be like major court battles.
Oh yeah, that'd be up for granted, because like something like the Pinkertons, I would definitely have an issue with.
Oh yeah, and they are the most dangerous security firm in the United States, and they have been. The Pinkertons have been. They get like away with a lot. The government's like, okay, well, we're not going to prosecute the Pinkertons for doing things that in nefarious ways in order to do this stuff. And so much, in fact, that our government has worked with them historically for 200 years.
Han says, isn't the red L on the green mana on the deck or on the back?
There's something there. I remember hearing about it. You pretty much have to have a microscope to see it.
Oh, yeah, one of those little diamond checker type things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're called microscopes. Because when you say microscope, I imagine like a scientist looking into a microscope and the card's on like a little flat in the bottom, and you're like,
I mean, pretty much same idea. I mean, you gotta look at a real magnified, real.
I know what you're talking about. He's talking about he's talking about the
Yeah.
magnifier rings that a lot of collectors. I'm not sure if I have this guy who goes to a comic book shop and he brings out the magnifier and he looks at it. But a lot of collectors do that. Even we have a couple people in our own community who carry around a magnifying ring just to look at coins or to look at the edges of the card to make sure it's not damaged. I mean, people go way deep into looking at their cards.
Oh yeah, I know people who carry two essential things when it comes to collecting. They take the little diamond magnifier thing and a black light and another type light to check on procs, because some non-Magic the Gathering items that are glass are radiated and glow in a certain light, so people look for different things like that.
Yep.
Oh well, one of the easiest ways on Pokemon cards to check is just to shine a light through it.
But that's on the newer cards, though. But what about the older cards?
There's still
that's
some of the
the
older
issue.
ones as well.
You know,
because some of the older ones, if they're fakes, then they're going to put the light through and it's going to show up really obviously.
Right.
And slightly different from them. But I have also unfortunately been dumped with getting, a bulk of cards or a couple of cards and they're just being fakes. And you're like, I just spent money.
But you just had that situation happen to you like a month ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I had it at Christmas. Just after Christmas when we were with my Christmas money. Which was meant to be like the last little treat because certain situations have been going on on my side. So it was going to be a last like, yay, we've got something nice. But
the Lawson saying that's a gray area with Pinkertons. The guy should have done the right thing and not released the cards. Yeah. All right. Then we got kjcowboydan. Magic has purple blue cores. Most fakes have black cores since it doesn't cause Pringle issue. That's funny. Kane Shaker says eye loops. Yeah, we're talking about eye loops. Hey, Dark Master, what's up? And
thank you, eye loops. Thank you, Cane Shaker. I kept on saying magnifying rings. I couldn't remember the name. Thank you very much, Cane Shaker.
Hans Pinkertons versus Blackwater. Dun, 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 dun. And cupcakes are yum. Yep. But no, like, yeah, that was one of those. It was one of those issues that. It was one of those issues that the whole Pinkerton story, like the story is all words on YouTube. There is no evidence backing this up other than this guy saying stuff on video. So
I got a question. Did somebody say Pringles?
Oh my lord, those look outdated. Christmas Pringle.
Yeah, well, it's empty. It's just a tin.
I was just say that looks way, way bigger than any other one. Like those Pringles got to be decently thick.
No, those are American-sized Pringles. That's a standard American Pringle tin. It has like 5 Pringles stacked up in it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I got that. I got that from my mom.
Everybody says, "Are those foil?"
Oh yeah, all the foil you need.
That's what the F. That's right.
And I think like I do see that like as technology gets better, you're gonna see less counterfeits come along with the newer product. But you're going to see more counterfeits come up in the collectibles industry with older product, because as newer technology comes to the print shops, particularly card shops, card printing shops, and also comic book print places that do the prints for those things, as those places get more readily available with newer technology, those mom and pop shops are going to be able to get used printers and used sheet machines where they print sheets of baseball cards. There was a big old deal with that, and I think it's going to get better. I really do. I think it's going to get better for the collector with newer product to find less available, harder to copy counterfeit stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, Hans says it's been a minute since I bought Pringles, but I do right them being that big. I do remember them being that big. That's right. Pringles guy is the brother of the Monopoly man. That's right. Metamonk says less counterfeits and more heads in jars. That's right.
I would assert that any other head in a jar is just a copy of the original.
Mm-hmm. And Metamonk, the future. That's right. And look, the big discussion on proxies and stuff, and that's a rabbit hole to go down into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's also a very opinionated hole to go down to,
right? Because we all have a different different things to see. Oh, I didn't see this. You should try to get famous MTG people on here. Someone like the Magic Historian would be interesting. The Magic Historian, the guy who insulted DJ on his own show.
If he comes, I'm gone. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to get more. I'd like to get other people on the show for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I am very selective on the kind of bigger people I'd want on the show.
Yep. Now, somebody like San Fran and Olive,
Hmm?
it wouldn't be bad for the show.
And I have to have money to pay them to get on the show. Everybody here working for scraps.
Right.
Good idea, though.
Yeah.
Hans. But yeah. Oh, YouTube popped my channel with 5K subs for some stupid reason. Nice. Like, gave you 5K subs?
Wow.
Oh, wait.
No, YouTube took his channel away from him.
Mm-hmm. Hans,
So he's saying he guessed because he's, high ranked.
Oh,
but they took
I
it
don't
from
know.
him.
If they take it away from you, that sucks. If they gave them to you, that's random. Maybe you're just not popular. I can't reach 1,000 subs.
You'll get there eventually. I know you're anxious to wear that wig.
Yeah, I'm anxious to wear that wig. That's
Yep.
right. Wear that wig.
Oh,
Yeah, no, my channel deleted 5K subs channel. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Ooh.
That's ridiculous.
yeah.
Oh man, Lord. But like, one of the WTF moments that happened in my life with Magic the Gathering is back in the day. Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, he used to care about the lore in a different way than they do now, and they'd write novels. They'd write novels. Like, do you remember novels? Like,
are you talking about reading?
Like reading. Look, this is a Magic the Gathering novel.
Nice.
Right? This used to be free in a fat pack.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They used to send out novels. Let's see. This is a 314-page book that they printed. And this is out of a series. Because these two books came from the same block, different fat packs. And they used to give those out for free. And, it was crazy. Like, no, I haven't read these books yet. I actually bought these for the wife. She read some of them. I don't know if she read the whole series, but she read some of it. And she liked them. And life just got busy and stuff. And we were cleaning up the room. We found them. And I'm like, I'm taking these to put on my shelf because they're Magic the Gathering related.
I want to recognize. I want to recognize the fact that that is a WTF in the positive direction. When a company gives you swag that is such high quality as a 350-page paperback, when you're buying something, even if it's a promo item, that is a huge thing nowadays. Even the smallest thing, you're getting a sticker if you spend $350 on a box of something, or a single extra card that may or may not be a desired poll, and that's what WTF in the other direction.
Kevin G says, I mean, I could come on, but only on Sunday. Yeah, that's the thing. Sundays are hard days for me to come on now. But I'd appreciate that for sure.
You can hang out with Jesse and I sometime.
Well,
I love the novels. They were the part of the original Fat Packs. That's right.
Yep.
They were awesome.
Yep. It's ridiculous though that they stopped making them.
So educate the newbie. So what did the Fat Pack consist of?
I believe 6 to 8 at that time, 8 to 6 packs of magic, a cool little life counter. Let's see. Like before their dice or life counters. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find one.
Mine once said 6 packs.
Yeah, 6
I mean,
packs.
I could always Google. I just wanted you to tell us, because I know there's always a newbie watching your show at one point in time or another.
Right. So they came with these little plastic life counters that went up to 20 because Commander wasn't a thing. Or went up to 30 usually. So if you gained life. And they came with a novel. That was it. Then they changed out the packs for more packs and a dice, and they made bigger dice. Now they're at smaller dice. It's ridiculous. But what I want to emphasize, the WTF moment, is Wizards of the Coast used to give us stuff with the products we bought to make us feel like we got a deal, like a brand deal. Now they're just trying to make us feel like we're getting our money's worth of stuff and not getting special things.
Right.
Unless you open it from a pack.
And what I don't like is when they got rid of these little boxes that was in the Fat Pack. Because I use these boxes for, sorting cards, from keeping my tokens together and all that. I ain't gonna get no more of these.
The funny thing about that is that's a very split opinion between and by very split, I mean like the community split. Like some people just didn't like them and other people loved them, and I don't think there's like an in between. Like I didn't care for them, but I thought they were cool.
I loved them.
But I understand the WTF moment because that was something you loved.
Yep.
But if you like organizing cards, there are things like card trades you can look up, and they help you organize cards like by color and stuff. And people use them all the time for sorting out cards for selling or separating their collection. Yep.
I'd mostly use those for my tokens. I got a lot of tokens. When you buy packs of cards, you accumulate a lot of tokens.
Right. We got a random Gaming Bob in chat. What's up? Yo.
Gaming Bob. How's it going?
Gaming Bob.
So they don't do the Fat Packs anymore, I take it.
They call them bundles.
They call them bundles.
They thought Fat Packs were offensive. I'm fat, and I didn't find it offensive.
They found it offensive. All right.
Han says fresh printed pages and aged printed pages have the most decadent smells. That's right.
Yep.
Actually, why hasn't Game Bob ever been on the show? He's been on the show before a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Chat is now debating.
Game Bob knows he's always welcome.
Yep.
So yeah,
I enjoy Gaming Bob. Gaming Bob is actually I enjoy hanging whenever Gaming Bob's on one of the shows that I'm around, because Gaming Bob does give me a good education in a blunt way sometimes. So I mean, while everybody else is very kind about educating me, Gaming Bob is very blunt and to the point. This is how it is, and I appreciate that.
Sometimes the best way to be told something is just bluntly. You know.
Hey, this is the way I learn. This is the way it is, But no, I enjoy gaming Bob because of that. He's very blunt about how he tells me, educates me on things.
Han says, "Oh, I'm everywhere." They actually are producing a wider variety of products now after they said they got rid of draft to reduce the number of SKUs.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Bob is very direct. That's what we love about Bob.
That's
Even if you have a disagreement with Bob, Bob will tell you how it is.
a lot of people in the community will like to dance around the subject. I like the way that Bob is just like, here's the way it is. This is the way it is.
That's right. And I just feel that. That's right. But yeah, like back in the day before Wizards of the Coast or Magic the Gathering got really huge, and they had this thing called the DCI number.
Oh.
If you guys remember the DCI, it's how you registered to play Magic, and if you registered, you get perks and benefits for going to tournaments. Yeah. And they used to send you cards in the mail for attending regularly F&Ms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the most ridiculous cards they send you.
I mean, yeah, I kind of may be mad too because, hey, no more DCI.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, the DCI was ridiculous to move, but they did it for a reason.
All thing I got to say about that is what the bleep.
That's right. Gimji Bob, let's be clear. This is the way it is, according to Bob. We all have opinions. That's right.
Hey, I appreciate that, though. I mean, when you're like, this is the way it is. Facts is facts, and that's how you look at it. There's a certain piece, a place where time where like when you're educating somebody like me, and I'm a newbie, and other newbies, you have to go straight to the point and not dance around educating a newbie on how to do something. This is how the card works. This is the reason why you do it. And this right here, I'm one of those people who's why. Now, people like Gaming Bob, they because read the card. We're blunt. We're telling you the facts. This is the way it's supposed to be, and don't ask why because it's there, and I think that's a lot easier way to deal with things than the whole, you go about this and then you probably have that and then you probably have that. This is the way it works. Boom. I like that.
Dawson's showing his old DCI number for the reasons of this used to be me.
Nice.
Yeah, people need to appreciate the blunt people. I had no clue I was fat until one person told me my life has never been the same again. I don't think I've ever recovered. That's funny. I just buy cards from game stores. MTG Game Bobs. MTG is turning mini knobs and dials. They are very proactive, reactive for the past 7 years. I expect this to continue to be the new norm. That's what it feels like for sure.
Yep.
I think that's a very good way to run a business is to keep on being tinkering with something, especially when it's not perfect. And a lot of people are like, okay, bannings, unbannings. I'm confused. Which cards can I use? Which cards I cannot use? We're adding bracket systems now. This is confusing me. And these knobs and dials are very important to saving a piece of media from not becoming dead media.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and look, things gotta change, things gotta evolve if you like it or not. Like no one's gonna watch the same movie all the time for many years. I mean, look at the Jurassic Park franchise. People are starting to get tired of it because it's basically the same thing over and over again. So they got to switch things up to make things different. And that's just my opinionated thought. But like if you see the color red every day, you're gonna be tired of seeing the color red every day.
Okay, I have a contrary opinion.
Contrary,
and that's only if it's the Land Before Time movie series. You can never get too much of that. I can watch that all day long.
Land Before Time, the one series where the first movie was not a musical, and it changed ever since.
Yep.
By the way, I was joking. I can't watch The Land Before Time, even the first one.
MTG Game Bob says I could be wrong, but I feel like the general MTG audience is waiting for the pause and there be a period of a consistency. That'd be nice. I think that's a general consensus you could say. Screams internally in red-green color blindness. Well, yeah, like look, right now, like at least for Wizards of the Coast, Universes Beyond is like the hot item, right? It's a hot item. They're playing with it. They're going with it because why? Because people are feeding them money. I mean, look at Final Fantasy selling out before it's released, that kind of stuff, you know. And things will change. They'll try different things, no matter what kind of contract they get. Because we know, God forbid, the Spider-Man contract just, you know, annoying.
Yeah. I've been watching a few videos right now with Spider-Man. Apparently, Spider-Man is this whole Spider-Man thing is turning into its own WTF situation.
Oh yeah. Like right now, we know the main motivator is the money. You know, if you're good at something, don't do it for free. Hence the Joker said in Dark Knight. You know. And so, you know, like, you know, they're doing good. They're making money. They're changing prices of secret lairs and stuff like consistently. They're always trying different things, and they're always trying to stretch everything that goes out. You know, that's coming out. They're like, we don't like. There's a lot of things internally that I don't know about Magic the Gathering, like, you know, pay raises in the company, salaried managers, overtime pay, like what makes it worth it, other than getting more money to increase the prices for the company to survive, right? We know there's a lot of things that'll be changing in the future. We know like the product from Japan that's printed, you know, will be affected by tariffs and stuff, and we don't fully understand that yet.
Yep.
There's just a lot of what the F moments that are going to happen in the future, and kind of consolidate the consistency of today's episode is like, no matter what I want to get across is no matter what happens, there's always going to be things that bring us a shock factor. And honestly, I think a lot of companies kind of go for that shock factor because they want us to be emotional about it. And they don't want us to be bland about it. They're always trying to shake things up. They're trying to get us to emotionally react, because when we emotionally react with a product, we respond with our money.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. And about these cards being made overseas, I'm hoping that Wizards will stop getting cards from overseas and print them locally here in the United States, just because of the tariffs. Because if they don't, the Magic community is going to hurt.
Well, things are going to change. We just don't know how it's going to change. We don't know how it's going to affect us. Not everything yet.
Well, with that, I'm not going to go. I don't want to talk about tariffs really much because it gets overly political. But I do know with one thing that is going to happen in the United States. I cannot say for other places, but companies that produce in the United States will not be paying tariffs on those products because
that's right, because it's in the country.
So, you know, a Hasbro, an American company, should not be making their product in another country just to save money. We need to. It's all about keeping the money home. So, the tariffs are encouraging companies to produce in the United States. If they don't want to, and from there, a buyer doesn't want to buy from a company that doesn't produce in the country that they live in, then they're probably going to have to pay for tariffs, and you're going to expect that. You already pay for tariffs on a lot of things, so these are not things that we are not familiar with. We're just complaining because we have to spend more money when companies don't want to put factories in places where they sell. Instead, we're going to have it. We're going to have something made in Singapore, and then it's going to be cheaper, where we can make an electric say, for example, an electric remote control car for the price of $0.25 and then sell it for $80. Now, if you're going to do something like that, you kind of deserve to tariff that business as because they're taking that money, that business to another country, out of the country that the business is located in. And this is one of the reasons why that exists. Not to get into politics, and I refuse to look at that comment that is very political, that's probably going to come up here after the show, because I'm not going to get into politics. I just know that if you keep your money at home, your money doesn't leave home.
Well, Cane Shaker says this, and I'll back it up. There are already places in the U.S. that are printing magic cards. The reason why Wizard of the Coast prints in other countries is because, one, they ship to other countries, and it helps increase the amount of cards printed sooner, so they can sell them on shelves faster. So I'm hoping in America we get more printing factories, whatever you want to call them, to start printing in inland for that. Let's see. Kevin G says, I am old. I'm past the shock factor stuff. I just want a good product and a good game. That's right.
Right.
Precisely.
Worst case scenario, we start collecting poker cards and have matches like post-apocalypse New Vegas. All right. But anyways, my friends,
you just make your own game. Just like just mix and match your Pokemon and your Magic the Gathering and create your own game.
Right. But anyways, my friends, I got responsibilities coming up, so we got to hit this lovely button. And look, I was planning to going through some price changes. What is it called? Movers and shakers today, but we don't have time for all that. I was actually planning. I actually had stuff lined up, but we actually got them very in depth.
Dang.
But now we got to get to
hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we game. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Now it's time to shill for a shilling. So we're going to try to shill for a shilling. So you shill with us and chill with us and hit that subscribe button and everything. But we're going to start the shill session with the cat lady right here.
Hey. Tis Tuesday. So tonight it's Simulation Tuesday. I currently don't know what game it will be. I'm pretty much trying to look at what simulation games I have and go, what games can I play with just my left hand? Because it's a bit awkward at the moment playing with a right hand that's broken, but we'll find something and we'll plod through it best we can. So if you want to come join that interesting stream, then check it out. It'll be later, about 6 Central or 12 midnight here.
Sounds good.
Insane British people.
Insane in the membrane. Insane, got no brain. Huh? All right. So when are we going to get a show that Hellwheeler runs the show? Too many shows, she doesn't get to say a lot. Fridays are like one of her best days because it's more chat and chill Friday. Which there's going to be interesting things coming up on Fridays because Fridays are going to be a different event, which KJ could probably tell you a little about.
Oh yeah, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. But I do, there is a show that Jessie speaks her mind on TCGs. Jessie hosts Jessie, you didn't show your.
Wait, there's a show that I speak my mind on TCGs. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I do have my question chaos. I normally do that nearer Fridays, but and to be fair, I'm not sure what this Friday's topic is just yet. But there will be question chaos on Fridays, which is my local TCG talk time.
Han says her procrastination streams are at least 70-30 of Jessie, others speaking their mind. That's right. Anyways.
It's mostly me making Jessie read AI in British.
All right. Anyways, show yourself, KJ.
All right. Well, so starting Friday, I'm going to be having a really huge schedule. There's a few things that's come up in my life. Few people know about it, but it's causing me to actively go about the active streamer route. So what Tortoise has allowed me to do, and we tried this out on Friday. Tortoise is allowing me to rebroadcast Fridays over to the Twitch side, so that way we can expand the viewership here on Friday mornings. So now not only do you have the privilege of being able to hang out over on YouTube, but you will also be able to hang out on Twitch. And guess what? Those comments will be visible to everybody on both sides. So feel free to check Fridays out. And I'm going to start bringing back a few of the Cowboy Dan related things, like I'm going to try to bring back This Week in History, and I'm also going to try to bring back Cowboy Dan's memes. So watch for those to come back here to the morning show. Also, check me out regularly on Twitch, and you can follow me on YouTube. I'm going to be streaming more often on YouTube starting this week. Hopefully we've ironed out all the glitches, and it looks like we're gonna be running with scissors. So enjoy that.
All right. And
Don't run with scissors. Don't run with scissors.
Don't run with scissors. That's right. We got Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody. Tuesday is finally here. So that means this afternoon I will be doing viewer challenges. So if you want to play a game of standard, mostly standard, I do have a couple of historic decks, but I do play mostly standard. If you want to play a game of Magic with me this afternoon at 2 o'clock, come on by the channel. And also, consider subscribing there also. You can subscribe there. And also, consider subscribing here if you ain't subscribed. And hitting those like buttons. And also, another thing I got going on today is Commander. Commander night at 7 o'clock. So if you're interested in playing Commander, all you have to do is make sure you are a part of the Discord, either my Discord or Tortoise's Discord. And then if you want to play, just let one of us know. If you're not part of my Discord and you let Tortoise know, he'll get back in contact with me and let me know that you want to play. And the links will be sent out probably about an hour early before the game. That way we set up and everything, and get our playing hands and all that.
Boom. Sounds good. Sounds good. And Super Fast Tortoise here saying, I will probably do a live before Hillbilly's game to hang out with you guys today. So I'll be around 3, 4 o'clock. Chill out. Just relax, have fun. Because Hillbilly's going to have a Commander game tonight. And I'm going to kick his butt really hard before he board wipes the wrong way again.
You know that board wipe. You know it.
All right. But anyways, as someone who loves board wipes, I want to thank everybody for being here. Everybody on the show, Hillbilly, Hellwheeler, KJ, thank you for chilling on. And everybody in chat, thank you for being here, being awesome, being amazing. Thank you for hanging out with us. You rock, you rule. I'll remind you that you are loved. Someone's thinking about you. And if you can, brighten someone's day, because you might be the change someone needs today, just a little bit of change. And with that, my friends, we got to roll out to the outro. But before we do, I want to thank you, my members of the channel, for getting us where we are.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and friends have been the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning